The Roblox community is completely imploding right now, and it all traces back to what happened at the end of January. If you somehow missed it, the chaos really kicked off on the 27th when Roblox quietly announced what might be one of the worst updates they've ever pushed out. The plan was to wipe out classic Roblox faces and force everyone onto those creepy dynamic faces. And yeah, people lost their minds almost instantly. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Twitter basically turned into a cult. Replies were flooded with unsettling images of David. You couldn't scroll for more than a few seconds without seeing his face pop up again. The situation snowballed so fast that it stopped feeling like normal internet outrage and started feeling, well, sort of unhinged. And honestly, it's kind of wild how angry people are. On January 27th, Roblox published a bland post about avatar heads. Most people scrolled right past it, but buried inside was the real bombshell. Roblox announced that classic heads and faces were being replaced entirely by dynamic versions. Even if you already owned the original face, it didn't matter. It was getting swapped anyway. Worse, Roblox is removing the classic face and head categories from the marketplace completely. If creators don't convert their items, Roblox will either auto-convert them or straight up remove them from inventories. Faces people have used for years, gone. That alone upset players, but the real panic came from one unanswered question. What happens to limited faces? Some classic faces are worth thousands of dollars. Items like Super Happy Face or Yum aren't just cosmetics. They're investments. Roblox said nothing about how forced conversion would affect their value, tradability, or rarity. So, people freaked out. Limited owners began panic selling instantly. Prices crashed because everyone tried to dump their items at the same time. Faces that held value for years started tanking in hours. For example, Playful Vampire was sitting around 150,000 Robux not long ago. Then suddenly it dropped into the 80s, and it wasn't because Roblox officially changed anything yet. It was fear. Nobody knew what was coming, so players assumed the worst. Then the dynamic replacements started showing up. And yeah, they looked awful. Many didn't resemble the originals at all. Eventually, Roblox responded on a developer forum. They claimed the new heads would visually match the old ones, and that serial numbers and trading would remain unchanged. But that response missed the entire point. Players don't want forced dynamic faces at all. Linkman suggested the obvious solution, a toggle. Let players choose classic or dynamic. Problem solved. It preserves value, history, and player choice. Roblox refused. Instead, they doubled down, arguing that classic faces somehow limit self-expression, so the solution is deleting them entirely, which makes absolutely no sense considering players have used these faces to define their identity for 20 years. If Roblox actually cared about expression, they'd let players decide. Instead, they banned creators from making 2D faces and forced everyone into an AI conversion pipeline that often breaks the original designs. If creators refuse, their work gets deleted, even from inventories of people who paid for it. They tried this in 2023. It failed. The heads looked terrible, but now they're forcing it anyway. What makes this even more baffling is that nearly everyone still uses classic faces. Dynamic heads have been available for years. Players had plenty of time to switch if they wanted to. They didn't. That should have told Roblox everything. So now they're deleting the most popular style on the platform to push something the community already rejected. And this is where things took a dark turn. The backlash didn't stay reasonable. Twitter turned into something straight out of a psychological horror story. David Baszucki's mentions were flooded with disturbing AI images, glitch edits, faceless distortions, and cursed videos. Then it crossed a line. People started posting death threats, dragging his family into it, making ritual-style posts that looked like curses. That's not protest, that's insanity. Being mad at a bad update is one thing. Threatening someone's life over a virtual avatar is completely deranged. What made it worse was how coordinated it felt, even though it wasn't. The posts used broken text, symbols, repeated dates, and chants of his name. It stopped looking like language and started looking like corrupted files. Short videos circulated with distorted audio loops, flashing faces, and unsettling visuals designed to creep people out. This wasn't edgy humor. It was genuinely disturbing content. One phrase kept repeating, "There are no faces." And the scariest part? This wasn't limited to Roblox spaces. It spread across Twitter entirely. People not involved in the game were suddenly seeing nightmare edits on their timeline. It turned into a competition. Who could make the most unsettling post? February 18th kept appearing in posts. That lines up with the rumored release window for the update. Roblox hasn't confirmed a date, but the community seems to have picked one themselves. Then it went too far. Posts calling for extreme violence were getting tens of thousands of likes. AI-generated torture scenarios, hyper-realistic depictions of real people being harmed. At that point, the protest completely lost any moral ground it had. Even creators who hated the update were disturbed. There's a massive difference between criticizing a company and producing violent imagery of a real human being. This wasn't organized. It was thousands of individuals independently choosing to escalate, pure internet chaos. And while Roblox absolutely deserves criticism for this update, once people started generating graphic violence, the conversation stopped being about the game at all. It became something darker, a total collapse of boundaries. A lot of people didn't just cross the line, they erased it.